we cannot enter our subconscious except one thing, and that's sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things because we drift off. When we drift off into sleep, there is nothing more. There's no consciousness, as you know. You don't have the feeling of I am anymore, but you have your subconscious mind. And when you dream, it's nothing more than your subconscious mind working. Hi guys, my name is Elias. No, you can also call me Eli. I'm a 25-year-old entrepreneur of a real estate company, and I really love to talk and read about manifestation and spirituality. So in this channel, I just want to talk about these topics, and I also want to talk about the things that I read so I can give it to you and you can also use it in your life. So first and foremost, the topic in this video is a very interesting one because I was reading, I'm also reading right now the collection of Neville Goddard's books. It's like a 14-book collection, and he talks a lot about law of assumption, he talks a lot about law of attraction, of course, about the I am, about our richest thing that we have in life, the consciousness. But one thing that I kept in my mind and was very interesting actually was the concept of sleep. Because not a lot of people talk about sleep, of course, in a physical way. In a physical way, a lot of people talk about sleep. Sleep is very important. You have to sleep about 7 to 8 hours so your body can rest, the cells can get renewed and stuff like this. But not a lot of people talk about sleep in a metaphysical way, in a spiritual way, in a way regarding manifestation. So when I read this topic and when Neville Goddard talked about sleep, in his view, it was very interesting, and I also tried to implement it because you have to think it like this. In my first video that I talked about the 3-layer concept. Basically, I don't know if this is a concept that any other spiritual guru, let's say, also talks about or uses, but for me, the most important thing is that you understand the things that you read, and you can also maybe see it in where you see images basically in your head in front of you. And for me, it's like the 3-layer system of life. We have first and foremost the third dimensional realm. It's like the objective world that we see. Everything that you see here and is very interesting is basically imagination, right? So you see behind me the iMac. Before the iMac was done into the physical world, it was first 100%, 1000% in a human's mind. And you can also see basically this key here that I have. And before this one was made into the physical world, where we can touch it and maybe smell it and maybe we can hear it as well, it was first done in a imaginative state from a human. And also this picture here, that's from our office. You cannot see it very clearly, but it was also done before by me in my 4th dimensional realm, basically, in my imaginative state. So what do I want to say about this is that we have this objective world that we can see right now, and everything here was first done in another realm, and that's our next layer basically. And the next layer is the 4th dimensional realm that I also mentioned. And this 4th dimensional realm is nothing more than the mind that is basically here, and our consciousness, basically the I am, the knowing of that we are here, and this way how we move and how we basically see things and get meanings behind the things is through our consciousness. So we create our world through the consciousness. But that's another topic. That's basically the I am and the way of how we can basically create our world, because the consciousness is the creator of our world. How we see things, how we perceive things, and stuff like this. This is another video. But that's our second layer basically. I imagine it like 3 layers, right? We have the 3rd dimensional realm, we have the 4th dimensional realm, but we also have one more realm, or like also one more layer. That's one of the most important layers that we have in our life, and it's basically the subconscious. And let's say it like this, a lot of people that are not into manifestation or not into metaphysics, they know about the subconscious mind. And when I wasn't in this kind of world and didn't read a lot of books, I knew, my mom told me, it's in your subconscious. And it's true. We cannot enter our subconscious except one thing, and that's sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things because we drift off. When we drift off into sleep, there is nothing more. There's no consciousness, as you know. You cannot. You don't have the feeling of I am anymore, but you have your subconscious mind. And when you dream, it's nothing more than your subconscious mind working. And Neville Goddard basically wrote in his book, I don't know which book because I had this collection of 14 books and it was one of the books, but basically he only wrote once, so like one little chapter about it, but it was very interesting because he basically said that sleep is the door into heaven. And everyone that isn't into manifestation thinks that heaven is like sort of a place that's above the sky and that is something physical, but it's not. The heaven is basically is like our conscious mind. It's our fourth dimensional realm. And this means nothing more than that from basically to change our behaviors, to change our conceptions about life, to change the way that we are is not only through the conscious mind. It's 95% the subconscious, and we can only change it through sleep. And I want to talk about how you can change it, and it's a very, very easy way to change it. So basically, I want to read you now the Neville's sleep technique that he said in his book. And it's nothing more than you just lie in bed before you sleep, and I also combine it with some theta wave music, basically. You just type into YouTube theta wave, and basically theta wave and delta waves are like the waves that goes into your conscious mind, makes you more sleepy, makes you more restful. You enter more into your basically subconscious mind or like conscious mind. So I also combine it with some theta music, basically theta waves music. So you lie in your bed, maybe put on some theta wave music and relax your body completely. And through the theta waves, you relax your body automatically. If you've never tried it before, just try it. You will automatically relax your body. Automatically. You sleep so good, like a baby. So good, like a baby. Then, that's very important and very hard at first because you try to sleep, of course. You cannot just lie in bed, open your eyes and just do something. You have to be in this kind of state to almost fall asleep. And before you fall asleep, basically, you have to visualize a scene that implies your desire that already has been fulfilled. So let's say, for example, you want to be rich, right? So before you enter in this, I don't know if it's the REM state or like the state of almost falling asleep, almost losing your consciousness, this kind of, let's say 2 to 3 minutes, I think like if you are in this kind of state, in 5 minutes you're like lose your consciousness, right? And in this state, you have to imagine in your head like the feeling of already having your desire, basically. So let's say you are rich and you feel like you're already rich. You see like all this money, you see all these accomplishments, you see the words that were taken by your mom saying, "Congratulations, son, for receiving that what you always wanted to receive, like a lot of money. I'm so proud of you," for example. Or like your girlfriend saying to you, "I'm so proud of you. We always dreamed about this moment." So you have to imagine it, and not only imagine it, because like also Neville Goddard talks about this a lot, but you can talk about it a lot, but if there is no feeling behind it, there's nothing more. Then this is nothing more than just words. The most important thing is emotions in our basically manifestation journey. Is emotions is like the indicator of if something is deep rooted in your subconscious and you can change your world basically or not. If you just say I'm rich and don't feel anything about it before you go to sleep, then nothing will happen. You really have to feel it like it already happened. And then it's like you have to do it not once after that. You have to do it basically 30 times, 35 times. Not of course a day, right? Like every day you have to do it. And this just changes your subconscious mind a lot. Because before you went into sleep, you enter basically from your conscious mind into your subconscious mind. Through the feeling of something that you've achieved, you will achieve it, because your subconscious mind, that's 95% basically responsible for the way you act. Your actions will change automatically. Your intuitions, your nudges, your mental nudges will change immediately if you just change the way you feel and imagine the things that happened before you go to sleep. Because afterwards you just wake up and feel like the way already happened. Like this thing, I've got a girlfriend, basically just happened. Or like, I got a big house, just automatically happened. Or I have freedom, just automatically happened once I did this a lot of times before I went to sleep. And one thing that he also said, and it's very, very interesting way that he said, is sleep isn't just rest. Of course, it's in a physical way, it's rest, it's very important. But it's also a way of creation, of creating your world like you want it to be. So you have to master your thoughts and the feelings before you sleep and change your life, basically. That's very important. So basically this is the whole technique. It's nothing special, right? Maybe he also wrote just one chapter about it because it's nothing very complicated, but it's one of the very most, for me at least, impactful methods that you can use. Just two things again. You just, before you go to sleep, put some theta music waves on, be in this kind of sleepy state before you almost lose your consciousness, feel the way you want to be, then go to sleep automatically in this feeling. You will feel way better. Your subconsciousness will accept this kind of feeling when basically also this frequency. This will translate into your intuitions, mental nudges, and you create your world through this. What's very important is, of course, you have to feel in a good way. If you feel in a very bad, emotional, angry way, these things will basically manifest. And when you wake up or like go into your daily life, you will basically see these things again in your life. These angry feelings, angry situations. As you know, whatever your frequency basically puts out, these will magnify and then magnify through people, circumstances, conditions, whatever. And then it will maintain always like a loop. So you have to feel in a positive way, otherwise it will magnify and then maintain. And that's basically it. Just try it. It's like a very interesting kind of method to use sleep to get what you want, because it is true. When you feel like you want to be, and your subconscious mind, that's 95% responsible of how you act, basically attains it like a magnet, then it will happen. Just one thing. Don't just do it one time and think everything changes. Of course, you have to do it multiple times, repeatedly. You have to imagine it. You have to feel it all the time. And then it will happen. So this is the concept of sleep by Neville Goddard. Very interesting concept, and I hope you like it and use it as well in your life. Bye-bye.